Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and we are live in Vegas. Yes, the three of us together, finally. So excited to be here with Steph the Alter Nerd, Louis Lecca, and myself, as well as it's Kim via satellite feed. We are here to break down day 11 of the Johnny Depp trial. Lots of interesting tidbits coming in, and we got all the details for you. We are here in Vegas. We were planning this trip ages ago, and thank you so much to Kim and the team who've helped behind the scenes, help us get all this together. Kim, I didn't get to see as much. We'll be watching a lot of these clips. I've gotten the rundown, but biggest takeaway today overall, if you could sum it up in a line or two?
The lawyer from the ACLU dropped all of the tea today.
Yeah,
oh my goodness. Lots about the op-ed, lots about the donations. We got a lot about Elon, just so much new information or confirmed information of things that have been rumored for a long time. And now it's not really even disputable. Now we just know. So that was pretty exciting today.
Yeah, so the biggest takeaway, because I was listening to ACLU, which is pretty much the star. It felt like the star witness of the show. Really did finally confirm a lot of things. Some things we knew, right? We've heard and suspected, but definitely broke it down. Well, let's not delay it further. Let's get to the clips. Before I do, though, I do want to thank our sponsor, which we're seeing tonight. Tonight we are going to see Michael Jackson 1 Cirque du Soleil show. We will be doing I don't know if we'll probably be a members only. Maybe we'll do a members only live tonight so you can watch, and then we'll be clipping a portion to tell you how it was later. But stay tuned. We will give you our reactions to that soon. Cannot wait to see the show. I want to thank Michael Jackson 1 for helping us in this, getting us this amazing suite and tickets tonight. Cannot wait. Plus, we have some special guests that will be calling in when we talk about that show. So make sure if you haven't already, subscribe. Better yet, hit that join button, become a member, because you'll get some awesome first exclusives and perks. And I could not thank Michael Jackson 1. Are you guys excited for the show tonight? It's going to be epic.
Hell yeah.
Woo. If anybody is here and wants to come, you can get tickets tonight. We'll be at the 7 p.m. show, Mandalay Bay. We'll let you know how it goes. So can't wait to see Michael Jackson.
I want to hear some smooth criminal.
Man in the Mirror for me. I can't wait.
All of them.
It's going to be great. And thanks again to Taj Jackson. Michael's nephew was here yesterday. Fantastic show. Got so much insight. If you missed that one, go see it. And then we had Christopher Melcher here on Tuesday. My God, it's been full of surprises in our Vegas week. So thanks to everybody who's been watching. All right. Sorry. Let's get to it without further ado. Let's get to our first clip and question. So this is our Terence Dougherty. Dougherty, is that how I say it? Anyway,
I think it's Dougherty.
Dougherty?
I'm not sure.
Anyway, let's call him Terence. He's the ACLU's lawyer?
Yeah. Yes, he is a lawyer for the ACLU. He's also a COO. So he starts to explain about Amber pledging to donate half of the divorce settlement to the ACLU. The other half was going to the Children's Hospital. So we don't talk much about the Children's Hospital because he can't speak to that because he doesn't work with them. But there's that discussion about how those donations started coming, who was facilitating them, and how that all worked. That's the first clip here.
Okay, great. Let's play this clip here. In question, the ACLU is the American Civil Liberties Union, and their job is to, Kim, do you have a good explanation how the ACLU is supposed to fight for people who need, rights or something is not, legal. They're supposed to be like the fund that helps people get things done. Am I explaining that right?
I believe so. I think that's a good way to put it.
It's an activist organization for minorities usually.
Exactly. So, some think it's great. Some say they're not. Either way, they're trying to do, defend and help people who can't get support otherwise. But their activity in this whole thing, let's find out how they answer.
How much has Ms. Heard paid directly to the ACLU?
That would be $350,000 paid directly.
How much has been paid indirectly and credited to Ms. Heard?
There was $100,000, which was a check from Johnny Depp, a $500,000 payment from a donor-advised fund at Vanguard, and then there was a $350,000 payment that appears to be from a donor-advised fund at Fidelity. The $100,000 payment, we received a check from Johnny Depp's representatives, and it was said to be a payment in connection with, on behalf of Amber Heard. She confirmed that. The $500,000 payment from Vanguard Charitable, she confirmed was a payment on her behalf, and the $350,000 payment as well.
When you say credited toward her, what does that mean?
When we initially had contact with Amber Heard in 2016, she indicated her desire to pay $3.5 million to the ACLU, and that was, and these were amounts that were in relation to her having expressed that that's what she wanted to pay to the ACLU.
So it's fair to say that she has not donated $3.5 million as of today to the ACLU, true?
True.
Now, well, yeah, let's
We were aware her intention to contribute the $3.5 million to us was half of her $7 million divorce proceedings. We understood that the other $3.5 million, the other half, was going to a children's hospital in Los Angeles.
When did the first donation, the $350,000 from Ms. Heard, actually arrive at the ACLU?
It was very soon after the communication between Elon Musk and Anthony, and I believe that it was that communication was in August of 2016, and it was shortly thereafter.
At the time the ACLU sent Ms. Heard the acknowledgement letter, was it the ACLU's expectation that the $3.5 million would be paid by Ms. Heard all at once in a lump sum?
Based on the Elon Musk email, we thought that it was intended to be over a 10-year period, although that was never specifically confirmed.
Well, that's interesting. What email are you referring to?
I believe that the first email from Elon Musk to Anthony Romero said that it was over a 10-year period.
Did Ms. Heard ever...
It's important we take some clarity here. Why would she need 10 years when she had the money in bank from Johnny Depp after the divorce? For those of you who aren't following what we're talking about and why this money and all this stuff's important, they made a divorce settlement for 7.5, or 7 or 7.5, Kim?
I think it was 7.
Okay, thank you. If we're wrong, let me know. But I think
Forgive me.
around $7 million was agreed upon by Johnny and Amber during their divorce settlement, and she, in fact, you know what? Let's let Amber explain it, shall we, guys? Before we keep going with these clips, I think it's important, Kim, that we let the audience really understand Amber Heard and why all of this is so relevant. So before we even get through these clips, just enjoy this with me, guys, because this is really what it's all about, is how, Amber Heard wanted nothing, guys. Amber Heard wanted nothing.
And actually were all kinds of accusations flying your way when you said all this, and then there was a divorce settlement, you got $7 million. People were saying this is all about the money, but then you did something that twisted that whole argument. What did you do with that money?
$7 million in total was donated to, I split it between the ACLU and Children's Hospital of Los Angeles.
She didn't. She didn't. I don't want to get dinged for this song, but yeah, there's all the proof that we all knew. We all saw this coming. Ba-dum-bum-bum.
Power to you, because that's something that I've never heard
I wanted
of.
nothing.
I wanted nothing.
Happy to hear that.
I'm happy to hear it. She keeps going. Anyway, she did not give the money to charity. It was the bottom line there. And that's why this is important, because she is painting herself as a, charitable, good person, and we find out that's not accurate. Does that frustrate you, Steph? We'll go to you. Your thoughts just quick before we keep playing.
It really does frustrate me because I'm actually part of a local charity where I live, and I'm their honorary treasurer. And if someone says, yeah, I pledge to donate a certain amount, and they don't give that amount, I'm sorry, but that's just all kinds of wrong. And it's really, really frustrating. And so, yeah, you say you're going to pledge that money, and the charity's then banking on that money to help for their good cause, and then you don't do it. Like, what the hell? It's freaking insane. But I kind of think that it probably ties into those diagnoses that was discussed earlier on this week with that lovely looking doctor, the personality disorders, with being quite manic and flitty and this, that and the other. Maybe she had every intention maybe to donate the money, but then kind of switched her head and didn't in the end. I don't know. But yeah, I got a funny feeling it's all linked to that.
Lewis, thoughts?
Dude, disgusting, but using kids and the ACLU actually, whatever you think of them, their intention are, I guess based in helping people who are, against racism and stuff. But it doesn't surprise me, unfortunately, man, that someone like this that's popular, trying to get even more popular on the backs, and everyone's looking at her. Oh, you're so stunning, you're so awesome, you're so brave, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's embarrassing for even the people interviewing her, man. It's just disgusting.
Embarrassing indeed. Let's now the backstory of Amber wanting nothing, giving the money, and the timeline is important too. She had this money for over a year. Johnny's money came in over a course of payments. She didn't want Johnny to pay it because she didn't want Johnny to get the tax benefit. She had the money, all the money, and then, well, Johnny's suing me now a year later, so I don't have the money. Really weird excuse.
I do change my opinion. She is a good actor. That was great acting, Amber. Right? It was good. It was good acting. She fooled everyone. Sorry.
Why aren't they talking? Hold on. Let's see. I turn this down because it was loud.
Agreed to any schedule.
To Anthony Romero said that it was over a 10-year period.
Did Ms. Heard ever agree to any schedule for the payment of the remainder of the $3.5 million donation?
I don't recall her having seeing anything where she agreed to a 10-year schedule like this.
Why was Mr. Romero discussing the Heard donation with Elon Musk?
Good question.
My understanding is that Anthony reached out to Elon Musk because he had a prior relationship with Elon Musk, and Elon Musk was the person who first contacted Anthony about the donation, about a donation from Amber.
And wasn't Mr. Romero specifically asking him about Mr. Depp's donation of $100,000?
That's how I read this email, yes.
I asked you what, if anything, the ACLU did to investigate whether, in fact, Ms. Heard provided the funds to Fidelity. And your answer is nothing, right?
No, I don't believe there was anything else. I don't know what else we would have gotten.
So, just so the record is clear, the ACLU relied only on Ms. Heard, that she was the ultimate source of the Fidelity funds, correct?
Yes. We received that $500,000 from Vanguard, their 501c3, not from any other person.
But Vanguard was associated with Mr. Musk, true?
We believe that to be the case, yes.
Okay. This December 2018 donation, has Ms. Heard made any donations directly or indirectly to the ACLU?
No, those are the four contributions, the four that we've discussed.
Well, we're almost 3 years since her last contribution. What, if any, efforts has the ACLU made to get Amber Heard to pay?
We reached out to Ms. Heard starting in 2019 for the next installment of her giving, and we learned that she was having financial difficulties.
When in 2019 did the ACLU reach out to Ms. Heard about making her promised contributions?
I don't recall the date, but there is a document that we produced that was an email from Anthony to Amber about this in 2019.
Who is Michael Larrabee?
Michael Larrabee appears to be
And then we're
a
into the second
person
clip.
who was a
Okay, sorry, I will pause there. Yeah, a lot of weird questions of why Elon was so involved in covering this up. Again, people making these conspiracies that Elon's involved, there's a secret baby, was Twitter a distraction, whatever you think. All this just looks weird, Kim. When you saw all this, that it's confirmed that the ACLU is revealing that Elon Musk is secretly paying this money. What are your thoughts?
Something that popped out to me, and I saw a few other people make similar comments, and it was that Amber did not agree to signing a prenup.
Mm-hmm.
Amber did not agree to signing a postnup. Amber did not agree to a schedule. These are all things that people in her life proposed to try and, do things properly with finances, and she just is not having any of it. And I think that speaks a bit to her personality, that she's just going to do what she wants to do. She's not listening. She is not committing to anything, and it seems that she's just lying through her teeth to get what she wants.
Indeed. All right, and queuing up this next clip.
Yeah, so it's Terence again, and this one is more about how the op-ed affected the ACLU and their concerns with it and how they reacted.
Great.
Michael Larrabee appears to be a person who was a contact that Stacey Sullivan had at the Washington Post. She reached out to him first about placing the ad, and then because she received a bounce back out of office from Mike Larrabee, she sent her original request to Michael Duffy and Mark Laswell, also at Washington Post.
And what was the purpose of her sending them this email?
This was her attempt to get the op-ed placed.
And she writes, "Hey, Michael, wondering if we might interest you in a piece by Amber Heard, who, as you may recall, was beaten up during her brief marriage to Johnny Depp, on what the incoming Congress can do to help protect women in similar situations." Is this
Yikes.
the online copy of the op-ed that the ACLU placed?
Yes.
Directing your attention to the title, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change. Who came up with that title?
Based on my investigation, I'm not aware that the ACLU had any role in writing the name of the op-ed piece, and my understanding of how op-ed pieces work is that it is in this case, the Washington Post would have drafted the name of the title of the op-ed and not the person who wrote the op-ed.
Did the Washington Post seek the ACLU's or Ms. Heard's approval of its title?
I believe the answer to that is no. There's nothing in the evidence that shows that they reached out to us to do that, and it is inconsistent with my understanding in that these news outlets do not usually ask for the permission of the author of the op-ed for when they come up with the title. This is an article that was in U.S. Today, specifically ties Amber's statements in her op-ed piece to Johnny Depp.
When Jessica White says,
Confirming, he just said it there. Yeah, no, it's about Johnny Depp.
"So much for not mentioning JD," what did she mean?
I speculate that she was saying that there were significant efforts made by Amber's attorneys to take out the references to Johnny Depp and her marriage, and yet nonetheless, people made that connection.
In particular, the reporter for the USA Today took her to be referring to Johnny Depp when she spoke of being the victim of domestic violence, correct?
Correct.
Was this document prepared in the ordinary course of the ACLU's business contemporaneously by people having knowledge?
Yes, it was.
Was it maintained by the ACLU in the ordinary course of business?
Yes. A statement by Robin Schulman saying that the article that they're referring to basically recasts everything that is said, but ties it to Johnny Depp.
So Ms. Schulman is agreeing with Mrs. White's characterization that the USA took Ms. Heard to be referring to her allegations of physical violence by Johnny Depp, correct?
Yes.
And she says it's kind of amazing that they just grabbed the entire op-ed and rewrote it using Johnny's name. Why was it amazing?
I don't know why she found it amazing.
Because that was consistent with your understanding. She was referring at least in part to Johnny Depp, correct?
Yeah, based on my review of prior drafts of the op-ed, I knew that there were that she was referring to Johnny Depp and her marriage.
Was Exhibit 46 prepared in the ordinary course of business by people having knowledge contemporaneously?
Yes.
Was it maintained in the ordinary course of the ACLU's business?
Yes. Back and forth between Richard Tyler in the communications department, Jessica White, and another communications department junior person, Ava Lopez. And it all concerns what we should say to Reuters in response to their question about Amber and her contributions to the ACLU.
And this was prepared in the ordinary course of the ACLU's business, correct?
Correct.
And it was prepared and maintained in the ordinary course of the ACLU's business, true?
True. Correct.
Let's look at the second page of the exhibit, an email from Tyler Richard to Jessica White. Who is Tyler Richard?
He is a senior person in our communications department.
And Mr. Richard says, Amber Heard is an ACLU ambassador for women's rights since 2018. She has she also pledged her full settlement to charity. Do you see that?
I do.
And Ms. White's response, yeah, I think that's safer. I had nightmares about this last night. I'm very upset. Do you think this is okay? Why was Ms. White so upset about the characterization of Ms. Heard's charitable donations or lack thereof?
My understanding is that as a communications department professional, Jessica was concerned about these news articles that were appearing and what impact they would have on, how the ACLU and its work with Amber is seen.
She was concerned that the ACLU was not telling the truth about Amber's paying the $3.5 million, correct?
I don't see it that way. I see it as her doing everything she can in order to produce a correct statement to the press.
Wow, that was a very interesting answer to that. No, dude, yeah, she had every reason to have nightmares because this is the American Civil Liberties Union, right, Kim, and everybody. It's like the ACLU is caught trying to like do damage control and PR for Amber Heard, who's out there, as we showed you in the clip, taking credit for it. Go ahead, Steph. You seemed like you wanted to jump on that.
Oh, if I've heard right, basically, he just turned around at the end and said, Amber Heard used us in the press to make her look better out of everything. Yep. That is what he said. Oh, that is massive. That is big for them to say that. We already knew it, but it's great to have that confirmation that she never paid it, and that only I say never paid it. Correction, she never paid the full 3.5 million to ACLA. That she only paid 100,000 out of her own pocket. The rest, it's from these two fund situations that may or may not be linked to Mr. Elon Musk. So yeah, his testimony was absolutely enlightening, on fire, and it was nice just to get that confirmation of what we were all thinking in the Justice for Johnny Depp movement in terms of what actually happened with this money, and more importantly, what didn't happen with the money. But that bit at the end where, yeah, she used us for press to make her look better. Ooh.
Yeah.
Amber,
I know the whole thing.
Done.
Sorry. I was just going to say, I know that the thing, it's presented in a very dry manner, and I definitely felt that. But I hope you guys understand why I took the clips that I did and put them together, because I think that they illustrate why this is such a big deal.
Yeah.
And the process that you have to take to get there to be like, oh, and since we are here because of the op-ed, I felt like it was extremely important for everybody to see that. So sorry if it was boring a little bit, but I think it was awesome.
Sorry for it's a little laggy suddenly, but hopefully you can hear it everything. But it does look like we're lagging on my video because my phone was near that. I pressed the wrong button. Lewis, you have something to
look,
say?
this is what I'm going to say. You don't mess with the ACLU, man. I'm kind of even scared to be on this stream right now. But anyways, Amber, oh my gosh. I've been soaking in the sun of Las Vegas for the past few days, and I'm looking at the demeanor of this courtroom. Maybe you could correct me here, Stefano. Amber Heard looks scared now. She was kind of cocky in the beginning. Everything's turning right here. Johnny Depp is looking like he's got smirks going on. He's laughing at some of the testimony. And Amber Heard looks like she just got caught pooping in the bed.
She
Quite
does.
literally. Well,
Quite literally. I don't know why.
We all know she
Again,
likes that.
again.
This feed somehow got a little laggy. I'm gonna try and work on it. Sorry, but let's watch this clip while I work on that. The next clip. So cue this one up for us, Kim.
So the next thing was we met Edward White, who is Johnny Depp's accountant. So this is the accountant that came in after his previous accounting team really screwed him over. And Edward has basically fixed Johnny's financial situation. He clarifies he's no longer late on any of his taxation at any level in any country, and he was able to get everything back in order. And so he talks a bit about the finances. So I'm just checking my notes here, and talks a bit about the charity situation.
Okay, great. I think I sorted it out. Let's watch this.
Involved in the negotiations of the separation and the marriage dissolve. When Ms. Heard began the negotiations, she was asking for approximately $4 million. That
Objection,
balance
Your Honor.
then was
Foundation,
increased.
Hearsay.
What was your understanding of what Ms. Heard was looking for?
She initially was looking for a consideration of $4 million, but her demand continually increased. It went from $4 million to $5 million. Then it went from $5 million to $5.5 million. Then it went to $7 million. And then she demanded that Mr. Depp also pay $500,000 to her attorneys. Then, after that consideration, she also said that all the community liabilities that were accumulated
Objection,
during the
Your
course of the
Honor.
marriage, which approximated
Sorry, there's
$13.5 million.
objections.
Objection for what?
May I continue?
She'll tell you yes.
Yes. Go ahead, yes.
So the next demand was that all of the community liabilities that were unresolved, approximately $13.5 million, that Mr. Depp had to pay those liabilities in its entirety. So at that point, she was demanding $14,250,000, and then it got worse. The next demand was that all of this consideration be paid to her free of taxation. And counselor, for him to pay $14,250,000 to Ms. Heard, that would require him to earn approximately
Objection, Your Honor.
$30 million.
This is so far beyond the scopes.
Did you make a proposal
No,
as
it's
to
not.
how payments would be made to Ms. Heard?
Yes, I did, and they were initially contemplated to be paid directly to the charities, the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, the benefit of the children who required severe medical service, and to the ACLU. During the course of the negotiations, one of the demands, because the contract changed, was that the payments be made directly to Ms. Heard. Mr. Depp directed me to issue two $100,000 checks directly to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. I knew that he was involved and supported their efforts and appreciated his service. In addition to that, he directed me to contribute $100,000 to ACLU. In accordance with his instructions, my colleagues drafted the checks, I executed them, and they were delivered to the two charities.
Did you continue making payments to either of those charities on Ms. Heard's behalf?
No, in fact, I was chastised for making the payments by Ms. Heard's counsel, told that the payments in the future had to go
Objection, Your
directly
Honor.
to her. 2020 is a highly recognized...
I love this guy. That so exposes so much because they don't want. I don't know why this feed. I'm sorry, guys. I guess I can't use my nice middle shot. They don't know why she wants to try to take all the credit, and they don't want Rottenborn just being so out of line there, trying to stop him from sharing what he's allowed to share. That's not hearsay. It's not speculation. He's the lawyer who was dealing with it all and knew exactly what she was demanding. And he's trying to stop. That was ridiculous. They continue here. Should I play this one next?
Yeah. So basically, Edward and Rottenborn continued to clash. Edward was not having it, and there were a few moments of just some sassiness, as well as Edward had an interesting tidbit about Johnny Depp's wine budget and how that changed after the divorce.
Well, let's see this.
Recognized purveyor of wine in Los Angeles. I satisfied the liabilities that Mr. Depp incurred, which at the dissolve of their marriage was approximately $160,000. But his wine bill has shrunk to virtually zero because he does not consume that much in the way of wine. He's made a few gifts around Christmas time, but his wine bill has gone to virtually zero.
Are you familiar with a Spanish wine known as Vega Sicilia?
I know that it is a very expensive wine, and that I know that Ms. Heard enjoyed drinking the wine. The cost of the wine is approximately $500 a bottle.
Were you ultimately charged with paying for the wine that was served at the birthday party on April 21, 2016?
Yes, I was. At Ms. Heard's request, she ordered 5 bottles of the wine and 8 bottles of other wine, so a total of 13 bottles of wine.
Mr. White, you just testified a few minutes ago that you didn't have any understanding of Mr. Depp showing up late for work on Pirates 5, but in fact, you received this text from Tracy Jacobs that says, "Thanks. I got a call from Disney last week saying he showed up 5 hours late for ADR work in London for Pirates 5. I really need to speak to him before he starts work on his next project in LA." Did I read that right?
Do you want me to respond?
I just wanted to ask you if I read that right.
I believe you read it right.
My question was simply, I understand that you want to speak your own narrative here, but my question was
like you
simply,
don't.
this letter says that this check represents the first of multiple scheduled installments to honor the full amount of Miss Heard's $3.5 million pledged gift, correct?
We can both read the letter, and the answer is yes.
As time an opportunity to observe.
I think we need to see that again. That was one of the cheekiest moments of the day.
But my question was simply, this letter says that this check represents the first of multiple scheduled installments, correct?
We can both read the letter, and the answer is yes.
But my
We
question
can both read a letter. My God, Rottenborn is so bad with this questioning. There we go. I think I got it fixed. They just want correct. Did I read that correct? Did I read it correct? When we're watching Ben Chow talk to these people in the deposition, you're like, oh, that's what a good lawyer sounds like. You're actually like asking questions and following up and doing things. Rottenborn really just, is that correct? Is that correct? Is that correct? Is that correct? Yeah, that's very telling. Lewis, did you want to say something?
Yeah, he's a double. Ron Bourne is again demonstrating a double agency for. He's working for Johnny Depp. You heard it here first.
I wouldn't be surprised. All right, who's this next? This is Malcolm. I missed this one. To fill us in, Kim.
Yes. So Malcolm is one of Johnny's security teams. Now, I just want to preface this by saying Malcolm was brought in today via video deposition live on Zoom in the court. The court audio, I think you guys have understood by now, it's very low. It's very quiet. And then put on top of that, Malcolm's audio was even quieter. So we have done everything that we can to boost this audio. I'm sorry that it is low, but you can only do what you can do.
I appreciate that heads up because they hate me and my audio.
Yeah, no, this is not Andy's fault. Don't blame Andy. This is the court's fault. You can yell it. You can yell at Virginia. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you for that heads up. All right, and then
Malcolm.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So Malcolm just shares his perspective on Johnny and Amber's relationship, what he saw. And that's the first clip.
All right, let's check it out.
How Mr. Depp and Ms. Heard interacted with each other?
At the beginning, lovey-dovey, everything was great. The honeymoon period was on, and it was, it was good. I mean, it was great to see Johnny happy again. Amber was, lovely, charming, as she usually is, good as gold. And then things started to change. Amber started to change. Amber started getting a bit, I would say, a bit more feisty, demanding, I could see that Amber wanted to wear the pants in this relationship. That was pretty obvious.
What in particular made you think that you observed personally?
Just the way, if something wasn't quite right, or Amber could get a bit frosty at the drop of a hat. So as time went on, I could see them change. I could see Amber change. I could see Johnny getting quieter. We get into the car and nobody was speaking, and it just things started changing. Amber started getting a bit more grumpy.
Did you ever
grumpy like her turd? Right? Isn't that what Johnny called the turd?
See or hear any arguments between Mr. Depp and Ms. Heard?
When you say see, I heard. I could hear at times in certain accommodations we'd be staying at. I could hear Amber, screaming. I could hear shouting and bawling, and I could hear it going on. Yeah, but I wasn't there every single night. But yeah, I did hear. Yeah, definitely for a fact. I could hear sometimes the shouting and bawling. It's mostly I could hear Amber screaming.
I recognize this was years ago, but can you estimate for us how regularly that happened?
I can't say regularly. I can't say it was like every day, but it got more regular. It got more often than not.
Did you ever witness any physical violence between the two of them? No,
never. I'd never seen any physical violence. It's not a thing. It's not a thing people would do in front of security. It's not a thing that would happen in front of myself or Jerry Judge or Sean Bett or something. It just wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen. No, I never seen any physical security. I never seen any hands-on. No.
Okay, what do you mean you never saw any hands-on?
Well, I never seen any slapping or grabbing or punching or hitting. I never seen any of that physically.
Did you ever observe any?
Okay, keep playing this or pause, Kim.
Just between these clips, just to save our editors, he did share about a couple of incidents that he did witness Johnny and Amber fighting. One was on a plane. where he saw them bickering. He saw a lighter get thrown and bounce off of a chair. They were afraid it would escalate. It did not. Johnny took off his hat, zoned out against the window of the plane. And then the next one was when he was called to pick up Johnny from the East Columbia building, went inside, heard shouting, couldn't make out what was said, saw a soda can go flying. He grabbed Johnny and he pieced out. Then that's what he shared on that one. And then we moved into the last clip here, and that was how the afternoon ended for the first break.
And then we're back with this. He came back for more. This clip I'm
Yeah.
saying.
So this clip, yeah.
Injuries on Miss Heard?
Never, no.
How about on Mr. Depp?
Yeah, it started off with maybe a scratch, a swelling. Yeah, definitely.
Can you generally describe for us the marks you saw on Mr. Depp?
And it would be scratches on his neck, a fat lip in the corner, maybe a bruising on the eye socket. Sometimes it'd be two marks, 2 lines, 2 trams. And it was getting more regular. It was definitely happening, yeah.
And Mr. Connolly, can you just quickly tell us what this picture is?
This picture is Miss Heard and Johnny's honeymoon on the Orient Express. The guy, that's the chef, and that's Johnny. If you look at that picture, on the left-hand side, under his eye, there's a swelling. Just on the left-hand side of his nose and under his left eye.
And what do you interpret that swelling to be?
That's, he's walked into a door, or a door's walked into him.
Have you ever seen Mr. Depp use any drugs?
I've seen him smoke weed, yes.
What changes, if any, have you noticed in his behavior when he's under the influence of marijuana?
A bit more relaxed, no sort of uptight. He's perfectly functioning. He's neither up nor down with that, you know. I think Jack Sparrow's more drunk than Johnny Depp.
So that's...
That was great.
And when you arrived at the house, you
I
could
believe
hear
that too.
ruckus, correct?
I do believe that too. Go
I'll
ahead,
tell you
Steph.
something though. Like, I'm sorry, but unless I'm completely naive, which to be fair I am, but that's being said, someone who smokes the green, right? I've never heard of them getting like absolutely angry and physically not very nice. Never heard of that. I've heard of people when they do the green getting chill, having what's called the munchies, trying to find White Castle, but never ever actually like heard of someone who's partaken in the green where they've got physically not that very nice with people. Am I wrong?
No. I'm from Canada. I will say with confidence that is correct. Like,
Okay.
no, people don't do that.
Right. Okay. Because it's like, I'm sorry, but like, why have this line of questioning of, oh, well, does Johnny smokes the devil's lettuce? Oh, my goodness, that means that he gets nasty. Hello, let's look at the context here. It's the green stuff. It makes you all chill out and like Wayne's World loving kind of movie
Party
situation.
on, dude.
Exactly, right?
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. I've never tried it, but we're gonna have to order some for you because, gosh, man, sitting next to you, you're so hyper. I love you.
Yeah, Steph's energy in person, it's no
the
joke
best.
online.
It's the best.
We can share more on our
But now-
Vegas
Yes.
after hours stream, so stay
But,
tuned.
but now the
Yes.
narrative,
Join.
I like the narrative now because it's showing that Johnny Depp's a chill person. I think if you take the green and you're a bad person, you're still going to be a bad person. If you take other drugs, you're still going to be a bad person. That's going to be enhanced. I don't see it with Johnny Depp. So that's the thing right now. So they're establishing it. It's like he's not violent just because he takes the drugs. Come on. They want the jury. They think the jury's dumb. That's why they've
They
been
definitely
mentioning
do.
that.
Did you ever observe any physical injuries
Sorry.
on Miss Heard?
Anybody?
And when you arrived at the house, you could hear a ruckus, correct?
Yes, I could hear. I could hear. Definitely hear something through the door. Yeah.
But you said the door was so thick you couldn't hear the actual words that were being said. Is that right?
No, just a shouting.
And then you went in the house and saw Mr. Depp in the foyer, correct?
Yes, correct.
And Mr. Depp was trying to urinate in the foyer, wasn't he?
No.
Mr. Depp had his penis out of his
Objection.
pants, didn't he?
Objection.
I think I would remember.
Out of his
Objection.
pants, didn't he?
Wait, this is Rottenborn asking, or this is defense asking?
Yeah.
Mr. Depp had his penis out of his
Objection.
pants, didn't he?
I think I would remember.
Relevance.
Mr. Depp penis.
Allow. Next question.
I think, but why is he had his penis out, right? I think I would have remembered seeing Johnny Depp's penis. Yeah, I think we all would.
Yeah, I definitely would. Yeah. If I was single,
it's-
then I wouldn't
what I
say
love-
no either.
What I love here is the fact that even
Had
a
his
lawyer,
Penis out of his
Objection.
pants, didn't he?
even he knows it's okay for Johnny to laugh. In fact, it's probably great he does because
Yep.
everyone's losing
Next
it.
question.
He's
Not
like, yes.
Amber. She's not. She's
Enjoy
losing in a
that
different
moment.
way.
Just the laughing at the kangaroo court that we're in.
Well, they did
Yeah.
say earlier on about what was it? Was it last week about Depp throat?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's
Depp
getting real.
throat.
Yeah, guys, let me be honest. Do you think you'd remember if you saw Johnny Depp's Ed Wood in person? Yes.
Oh, here come the dad jokes.
Hey, it worked the first time.
Get the green over here for Andy. So
I
be sure
didn't
so we
want to
can
get
stop
censored.
it.
Keep saying the P word. Wow. All right. Well, there you go. Is there another clip, Kim?
No, this is the last clip.
We end on that
I will say the last break, after the afternoon break, and we got into the last section, a lot happened, and unfortunately, with the
And when
audio
you were-
issues that were going on, there's no way I could have gotten you guys more clips in time. But
We will update you first thing.
yeah,
next tomorrow.
Malcolm talked a bit about Australia. He talked about another couple of issues between the two of them. They showed an audio from Australia as well. And then we had another witness come in, and his name was Sterling, and Sterling is a chauffeur, and he talked about the arguments that he had heard, going to retrieve a cell phone that had been thrown from the apartment, as well as mentioning that Amber had enjoyed some fungal plants that were magical, and
mushrooms.
Also that her friends.
I had some on pizza today.
He also heard Amber and her friends talk about Poopgate, and that's how they ended.
Oh wait, that's a big one. So they were talking about, like, laughing about it, like
Yeah,
implying
from the sounds of it.
like implying
From
that
the
they
sounds
did
of
it,
it.
like implying
Yeah.
like they did it. Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
So I need to watch all of that over. I was trying to get everything ready, which is why I'm not speaking about it with a lot of confidence. But the other thing I will say is I'm seeing in the chat, some people are correcting me. They're saying that when the lighter was thrown in that one instead, that it actually bounced off of Johnny's chest, not a chair. That may have been an audio issue of us trying to hear it. So I apologize if that's what you guys say happened. You're probably right. So that's
There you
it.
go. Double check. I appreciate it. And then yes, we will obviously we'll go through tonight. Update if there's something breaking. I'll make sure you have it tomorrow. We also have an interview exclusive tomorrow with someone who was in the building, who spoke up about this, Johnny, interacting with Amber and more. So not going to want to miss that tea tomorrow. We'll be dropping that as well.
Nice.
Any other recaps of the day, Kim? Before we have lots to go through. We're not wrapping the show, but as I wrap up the sort of the day 11 full recap, anything else you want to add?
That pretty much sums up what happened. I did want to give a massive shout out to our team this week, because our editors and our note takers just absolutely killed it. So is it all right if I do that, Andy?
Yes. In fact, I didn't do it before, but I'm doing it now. We'll be posting a link to all the info you have for the show, and it's going to be in our description. But yes, please, Kim, thank everybody that needs to be thanked.
So I'm going to read, so I'm not trying to be rude, not looking at you guys. I just want to make sure I don't forget anything. So there was Nikki and Jenkins from the London Post House Post Future Films, and you can check out their website at postfuturefilms.com. They did amazing work for us this week. Thank you so much. Alicia, you can find her on Twitch and Twitter, and she has an IMDb you can check out. The link's in the public doc for that. Mike Reardon, who is the one that made that amazing clip yesterday of Alejandro, as well as the dead body reported today. And he has his own YouTube channel called Mike Reviews, and you can check that out as well. The link's in the doc too. Also want to say thank you to Matt, who really helped us with our streams this week. Linda, and she has a link tree that you can check out in our public doc, as well as Robin, Jean, Sky, Mandy. And there's also somebody else on the team that doesn't want me to say their name, but I appreciate you. And all of those links are in the public doc.
Nice.
I just shared the public doc in the description of this video. You can see it there. Please check out the public doc. And we're working on a doc that has all the links, so it's just one universal doc where you can go day 1, day 2, day 3, and we'll have those so you can find them. And to all the editors who helped step up this week, thank you. We will thank you again more. I will check in with Kim and see who really stepped up, and you'll all get proper thanks, because we couldn't have brought you this show this week if people didn't step up and offer their time to help. So thanks to all you guys who helped Kim. And how about this? Thank you, Kim. Oh my gosh, it's Kim. Stepped up majorly. We planned this trip a while ago. I'm sorry you couldn't be with us, but thankfully you weren't, because we could keep the show going. And yeah, next time please come. So do us a favor and go support It's Kim. Wow, you're almost at 5,000 subs.
Man.
We could do it right now. We could make that happen right now.
Let's do it.
If you like this, go. She does Britney stuff, which is also an important topic, guys. And you should do some Johnny updates when can. But we got almost 11,000 people watching. Can you go show some love over to It's Kim? There's the link. Mods, if you could help me out, put that link there. And then while we're subscribing to people, if we can get her to 5K, that would be. We'll make her cry on air.
It's
always fun.
Guys, she only needs.
It's always make him cry. Make him cry.
650 of you need to go on there right now and click that subscribe button, and then we can celebrate live with you guys as we're celebrating that Johnny's winning this trial. Let's celebrate that someone that's been absolutely instrumental, a linchpin to getting this all happening right now, won't be happening without It's Kim. So say your thank you by going onto a YouTube right now and smashing the hell out of that subscribe button. Let's give her the thanks that she needs,
and then
get us 5K.
Go subscribe to Steph the Alternate as well.
Alternate!
Steph the Alternate, your nerdy alternative to news and true crime analysis and more. With a little bit of sass and gobbiness.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, there it is. And my man Lewis over at Nerd Report, my favorite.
What's up? A little bit of a different flavor. We did some Amber Heard stuff here and there, but, man, we really walked. Lisa and I walked Vegas. I almost got ran over. We both almost got ran over by a Las Vegas Elvis in a wheelchair. We covered some fights spontaneously. People spitting on cop cars. I don't know what the hell's happened. 4 hours, man.
You just want to sit there and hang with somebody? You get to have Lewis's commentary and watch. It's fascinating. So go, and I have more to come, I'm sure, right, Lewis?
Oh, this is just the beginning, man.
Yeah.
Next year we're bringing Kim over here, man. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I hope so.
If you haven't already, subscribe to all those people. Hit the bell for all alerts to make sure you get notified. Smash the like button on these videos right now. Way more people than liked. What's up with that? Leave your comments as well. And thanks to Michael Jackson 1. We'll be live. We'll be posting something tonight. Maybe members, maybe a quick stream. Something will happen. Or tomorrow we are going to publicly react. I'll also be on Instagram, most likely live and reacting. So if you're not following me on Instagram, I'd love to get you guys over there as well at Andy Signore. If mods, you can share that link too. Plenty of links to help us out, support us for all that we're doing. Thank you guys for watching. We got lots more comments I'm going through. We got more to wrap up on this case. Yeah. So you're not going anywhere. Don't leave. That's it. Hit join if you want to watch the bonus show and you're on the replay, because right now, all you guys who are watching live, here comes the bonus show. Woo!